let me put it this way, with the type of intervention that we are doing at ICanCare, we have achieved a 92% success rate. People don't believe it, people question it, and I respect and tolerate such people, because it is the time, over a period of time, that we can show that yes, it is possible. Since we are doing a holistic, like Mallikarjun has put, a holistic intervention, where we are putting the technology, the manpower, the family members, with buddies, with coaches, when we are putting everything, and then we are putting them on a regular follow-up. So what is two things are important? One is that active or passive, right? Active follow-up or passive follow-up, right? Here we are doing somewhat as an active follow-up for these patients. When we are doing active follow-up with the quit buddies and quit coaches, these patients actually try to quit, right? Try to quit, and they are successful because, as I said, when we are doing pre-contemplation to contemplation and then the planning is two parts. One is the preparation, then the prescription. The preparation phase is when we are having this patient will come back with, say, suppose I have given him a 21 milligram patch, the patient may come back and say that he has got toxicity, nicotine toxicity, right? So I have to reduce the patch. And if I am giving a 14 milligram patch, he may come back and say that, doctor, I am having extra craving, right? So I have to increase to 21 milligram patch. As I said, as madam has put it there are different categories of patient. One is fast metabolizer, slow metabolizer, or normal metabolizer. So there is no single prescription for every patient. कि okay, तेरे लिए ये prescription लिख दिया, अब तेरे को ये चीज तेरे को करना है, ठीक है ना? So let me put it this way: in one of the camps, there were 72 patients, and I was quite tired, and it was approximately 2 o'clock, and I had done only 30 patients. So there were 42 patients. So I asked a person to make a photocopy of my prescription, and I'll give it to everyone. And then what happened? No one ever bothered to even take the medicines. So every patient needs time. It takes almost like 40 minutes in the initial for the initial counseling of this patient, intervention. And the second is takes 20 minutes, and then it is 10 minutes or something. Then it's very short. But when you take proper as the last time, as I said, when we take proper history of the patient, we will come to know what are the different factors that he requires, what are the type of intervention that this patient requires. Active follow-up technology helps us in active follow-up, because humanly it is not possible, as Sudeep has said, humanly it is not possible to put every doctor putting in the time for the patient. So we have to devise a methodology by which we can actually get the maximum output from the patient. And we are really with 92%, the general feeling is that we almost 4 to 10% of the patients actually quit. But when we talk about 92%, of course we will be publishing it very shortly. Now we are actually gathering the more data on that. Once we publish this, it will be an eye opener, right? So these are some of the things. And now let me ask you, so the prescription, let me be very clear, prescription has to be very short, well, it has to be very precise, but initially the prescription will have to be changed as we follow up with the patients. It is not one prescription, okay? And we have actually discussed in details about the prescriptions. So I'll just show you 2 slides on the prescription that is required. Let me share the screen. So let me put it this way. This is the various medications that we have, but then along with these medications, we need to have the supplements, which we have already spoken about. And this is the main prescription. This is the idea that we should have, and these are what we need to do to our patients. What we call it as A, B, C, D of tobacco cessation, right? So A is active motivation and commitment. That is, we give them badges for ICanCare badges, so that the social aspect can be taken care. The quit buddies, quit coaches, we have already said. The WhatsApp group that we actually form a WhatsApp group for these patients, right? So that helps a lot for this patient. And active follow-up. We are not doing a passive follow-up, active follow-up. That helps. We are giving them a call intermittently, maybe after 4th day or 6th day or 7th day, just giving them a call, or even a WhatsApp group if you have formed, even giving them a regular reminder or a motivational message. Actually, the other thing is the behavioral therapy. We have already spoken about the 7D intervention. We have to talk to these patients about if the patient says that he has got, uh, he is getting what is a craving before, uh, he's getting craving before or immediately after food, right? If he's getting craving after food, so we have to talk to him. He has to do deep breathing exercise, take plenty of water. We have to talk to them about the behavioral intervention, like taking deep breathing exercises, drinking plenty of water, distraction, and taking some munching or something, taking something to eat. So social changes ke liye, we have to have ICanCare badges. Like if he is going to a party and then he knows that there's patients, there are people who would force him to take, who will force him to smoke or something. So he puts in a badge here, ICanCare badge here. So when he goes to the party, people start looking at the badge and starts asking, "Arey, ye kya cheez laga liya?" So he says that, look, I am a winner and I am not going to smoke anymore. So he is sending out messages to them directly that he is not going to smoke, or he actually gets the mental strength that he will be able to resist smoking at that point of time. Okay? So habit changes are there, craving management, like what are the different cravings, the withdrawal management. Yes, these are some of the very important withdrawal managements के लिए भी हमें medicines देने पड़ेंगे. Like what type of withdrawals he is having. There are approximately 16 type of withdrawal symptoms. For each, we need to actually prescribe him what type of withdrawal. So when you have given him a first, if he had if he had some experience of quitting tobacco and he's saying that he had such problems, these were the problems he had. So in the first prescription, you can write the medications for him, right? What are the problems he had, and approximately you can write medication. But if he is not saying that, or probably this was the first time that he's trying for a quit, you do not know exactly what type of withdrawal this patient is going to have. Maybe he may suggest that he has constipation or something like that. So we can talk about the constipation. But what we do is we ask him to come back after 4th day. He comes back on the 4th day. So what we do is we talk to him what were the symptoms he had, what were the problems he faced. And according to the problems he faced, we will prescribe him or add some medications to him, right? So that is the withdrawal management. Nicotine replacement therapy is also a part of behavioral therapy, right? Because we are giving him the nicotine so that he will change his behavior over a period of time, right? Sometimes we also give him like Aquagel, some lozenges, like those who are the tobacco users, the chewers. We give them the Aquagel lozenges, which he can put in his oral cavity, which as a alternative to something in the oral cavity, which he was trying to put. So these alternates also need to be given. Then the comorbidity managements. I have already discussed the patients if he has got certain problems like pre-malignant lesions, cardiac problems, respiratory problem, infertility problems. We need to refer the patients to the proper or the specialist who is there in your network. Immunity medicines have to be given. Almost all these patients will require immunity. Nutritional deficiency would be definitely there. We have to give them some supplements. Definitely, if we give these supplements and the immunity boosters and antioxidants, these patients actually have decrease in the withdrawal symptoms. What happens when the patient is decreasing, or when the patient has been smoking, the problems he was facing has been overwhelmed by the smoking itself, right? When he stops smoking, they will start showing up. These problems will start showing up, right? He may start having cough, he may start having some oral cavity problems he may have. So these nutritional deficits, like giving him multivitamins, antioxidants and immunity boosters, should be given in the first prescription itself, right? Constipation, cough, agar wo patient bata raha hai, then we have to give them. And then of course the medications and drugs, That is, we have to give them the different types of medications that we have already spoken about. We put in receptor blockade, alternate therapies, the blockade or agonist rather. So that has to be given. These are the important part of the prescription. Okay? Any questions on that? We have already dealt in details about what type of medications to be given. So I'm just giving you what are the constituent of a prescription that you need to give to the patients. Does it make it easy for you?
Yes, sir.
Isomalt lozenges.
Yeah, and that is Aquagel. These are all available in the market, and it is available with ICanCare. We can supply it to you. Okay, these are all actually we give two alternates. One is for the tobacco chewers, we give this Isomalt lozenges, and for the smokers, we give them the a cappella instrument. A cappella is like, you know, putting it in the oral cavity and breathing in. So what happens is there is a magnetic device. It causes a lot of mucus and alveoli to open up. Mucus to come out and alveoli to open up. ठीक है? Does it make sense? चलेगा? Prescription बना लोगे? Every one of you can write a prescription now. So I think Shruti has already, you all are already putting your cases on the app. So choose your case, put it till the end, and definitely since we have started this tutorials, I think it will we can have a continuous discussions on these cases.